Hey guys, we're back again with another build. So this is Boneshatter, but I didn't want to play Berserker, and also I wanted to make use of the crit nodes that it has, and the bliss charges. So this is a hybrid between crit and Impale. It's almost capped on Impale. Crit is like 50% at 300 something multiplier, so it's just barely better than Precise Technique, but it does allow us to get those bliss charges. So it made sense to kind of play into that as well. However, this does mean that the axe needs to be kind of good. I spent 20 divines on this. Well, I bought it off the market. You can probably craft this one for a little bit cheaper, but overall, this build's a little bit more expensive than the other ones, except for the claw guy. But that build's bad anyway. I think I spent a total of around 75, maybe 80 divines on this, and so far it works well. Tier 16s, no problems, of course. Tier 17s, I did clear a couple. Here I even have a couple of portals left on this abomination. Cleared it, got Maven frag, so we're happy. I did clear a fortress as well. So you can technically clear tier 17s on this one, but as usual it highly depends on the mods. But let's try running a tier 16. I'll show you guys how it feels. After that I'll explain how it works. We'll go over the passive tree. And after we're done with that, I'm gonna jump into tier 17 and hopefully I'm not gonna break it. So avoid Impale. I mean, it's not great, but for tier 17, for tier 16s it doesn't matter. It's gonna be fine. Most mobs don't live long enough for us to impale them enough times for them to be pulled out anyway. So couple of things. So first off, the flasks aren't. I'll cover this later, I guess. Let's just play. So there's a little bit of a ramp for our frenzy charges. We do generate frenzy charges outside of mobs as well. We have it on the body, but there's a bit of a ramp when it comes to the bliss charges, right? So right now we're at max, so we're fast. Oh, they also steal charges. So stealing charge is not good. We do rely on our charges quite a bit. They can steal bliss charges, but frenzy and their in charges they're paramount. But regardless, it's tier 16, so it doesn't really matter. Perfect. We got an abomination, so it doesn't really matter. You just, you know, we have a lot of attack speed, so our leap slam is really fast. Oh, got stuck. Our leap slam is really fast. So you know the build is pretty fast. Can clear the map pretty fast, even though it is melee. Boneshatter is a good skill, right? So it doesn't feel too bad. I generally don't enjoy melee too much, but figured why not, you know? Let's cook this one. This is also very fresh. I actually cooked this up like 3 days ago and leveled it and all that. Had to sell my mirror shard to fund this build as well. But yeah, I mean, it turned out alright. Someone's buying some stuff, so I'm gonna sell that, of course. They're stealing my charges. We do have 2 curses as well. These guys aren't dying because we don't have charges. We lose like half of our damage. Okay. Without charges we lose a lot of damage, so generally we do want the charges, right? But this was a charge steal map, so okay, let's see what this guy wants. This cluster. Take it. Alright, so let's figure out how this works. So basically we need a bunch of crit to make sure that we have our bliss charges, right? We do play a lot into the rage mechanic as well. So as you can see, I have one wheel over here, one wheel over here, and of course we are Boneshatter, so we do need a bunch of armor. So we have this one, and of course, well, this one's kind of just close. I was initially playing with this one as well, but kind of wanted a little bit more damage, and the one max res after I leveled to 94 kind of just felt redundant because I could get it over here. So armor and damage on the tree, that's about it. And of course charge duration, as I've said, we do generate charges here from the body armor, and during charges, of course, we do have well, either on stun or when it comes to tougher bosses, we have to use Enduring Cry. That's one of the downsides that I wasn't able to solve. So the Enduring Cry is kind of mandatory against bosses. But you know, you only need to press it like once every 20 seconds, so it's not that bad. But we do have the charges, power charges as well, we generate from Assassin's Mark. And yeah, we also are using Ties of Time for the flasks. And we do need these, and of course we also need 20% on from the Brutal Restraint. So I have it here and somewhere else. Yeah, 20%, and with that we are at about 92% of uptime, but it's not too bad if you don't use the on full flasks. You use it to reuse at the end of the flask effect. They generally end up running for about a couple of minutes, and if you do want to play a little bit more, we have Alchemist Genius, so if you are real concerned, you can do it like this. So you wait for the Alchemist Genius to run out, and then you press the other flask, and this way you kind of have the flasks on pretty much permanent, even against bosses. Yeah, but you know, if there's like a mob or something, they're going to be up pretty much most of the time. The Amethyst flask is not up, so I do suggest having Curse effect on here. As well, we do want crit for damage. We do want movement speed. Maybe you can actually swap movement speed for the Amethyst flask. It's probably better in case there's in case you're running a tier 17 and there's triple curse mods on there. So maybe that's the play. And of course, armor. We are using the increased duration, otherwise we won't be able to sustain these. But as you can see, we are perfectly capable of sustaining them here in the base without hitting anything, and they are going down ever so slightly, but mostly it's fine. So we got the flasks for the res. Of course, we do grab these as well. Thread of Hope over here for some Impale and crit. Initially I was taking this one as well, but not really worth it. And the last addition that I recently made, I did add this wheel. Previously I wanted to go over here with one more level, but after I dropped Silver Seal, I wanted a little bit more armor, so it made sense to grab this, especially since Leech is our only source of recovery, and increasing, well, having faster leeches is very nice, especially against harder content. We have Watcher's Eye here with 1 max res and armor. If you can, look for precision damage as well on the third mod. It's going to be much more expensive though, so you know, up to your budget, I guess. But yeah, other than that, I'm also using the Unbreakable from Juggernaut just so we can get a bunch more armor. Our Just Piece does give us 4k armor, so it's pretty good. This build is a little bit rough on reservation, so Enlighten plus double reservation on the helmet, as well as reservation on here, so you're probably gonna have to craft this one yourself. It wasn't too terrible. I think I used like 50 essence or something like that. The resistances are mostly whatever. We are overcapped on them as is, and with reduced curse effect, generally you're not gonna go below your maximum. Also, I grabbed Thread of Hope with the curse effect on here, so I'm at 80%. Even though they do still work, they're pretty weak. So that's the gist of it. Other items, Celestial Brace. I wanted Frenzy Charge over here, but it was like 30 divine, so I just went with the crit chance. It was pretty cheap. I paid 1 divine for this. Boots, bodies for nothing at all, and then just use some Icarus on here. Now this is in a Korra site, so you also have the option of going Ashes, which would give you more damage. You do lose the 1 resist, but if you do end up going Ashes, you're gonna have to fix your accuracy, and also the Ash is gonna have to be with additional cards, but it's probably gonna at least be on the market, because this Hinakora was the only one that's overpriced normally because the other one was 70 divines, this one was 5 divines. So I bought this one, of course, and the other one just doesn't make sense to spend 70 divines on an amulet like this, right? So if you want, you can go with ashes, but you will have to fix accuracy in one way or another. I don't know, maybe grab these and drop something else, but if you do go ashes, you know, make sure your Boneshatter is 21, 23. Oh, mine is just 21, 20, because there's no point for me having more quality. But if you do go ashes, look for 21, 23, I think. Actually, no, it's just +1, so it doesn't even matter. Just get a 21 Boneshatter, slap on ashes, and it's gonna give you a little bit more extra damage. I think it's around 10%. If you fix the accuracy that the Hinokora provides us, it's around 10% damage from the ashes, so it's pretty cool. And also, you know, molten shell gets improved and a bunch of other skills as well. So yeah, this is the build. Guess I'll show the ascendancy. So rage, of course, we are playing a lot into rage, and blitz charges. Yep, that's about it for the build. So let's run a tier 17. Let's see if we can roll it so we can actually run it. There's a bunch of mods that are bad for us, like reduced armor, pretty bad. Let's see what else. Block damage, that's like half our damage gone. Ignition charges is gonna make them tanky. Crit, we are not crit immune, sadly, so maybe you want to fix that somehow, but it's a little bit hard. You would have to maybe swap into brutal restraint and then also armor mastery and get the rest from maybe determination watcher's eye, but then you will have to fix the flasks as well. So you know, there's things that need to be thought about. Let's see if we can actually run one of these. 80% is extra chaos. You know what? Let's try running this. Oh no, it's a little bit too bad. So let's hope that we can actually roll a map today. This has reduced Impale, and with increased effect it's gonna be like 90%, so it's gonna be pretty terrible. Mark for Death is pretty bad for the clear. Reduced action speed. Life as yes is also pretty bad. Stealing is pretty bad, like we can't run half of these mods. You know what? This has endurance charges, but let's try running this. It's probably gonna take a while, but hopefully we can clear it. So we gotta ramp a little bit, but once we do ramp, we are good. The mobs, you know, they still hurt sometimes, but if you jump on them and just attack them fast, it's no big deal. It's not like we're that squishy, but against bosses you do still feel a little bit squishy sometimes, depending on the mods. Generally it's mostly fine, and you can run through the map fast as well. And I always run abominations because in my opinion it's like I don't know, I think it's one of the more difficult ones because there's a lot of shit going on in there, but also it's one of the more fair ones. Well, maybe not fair ones, but if you, for example, if you go into Sanctuary, like the Bedat phase is very horrible. So I prefer Abomination. Oh my god, we're dealing 0 damage. You still need to dodge like the... Still need to dodge some things, right? But with endurance charges, it's gonna take a little while. Oh, something's damaging us. I don't like it. I would like to kill Shav first so we don't get the totems. Ooh! Stood in something. I think it was the Maligaro. So once you do die, it is ideal if you go back and hit a couple of mobs. Oh, forgot the flasks. Could have died there. If you hit a couple of mobs to generate your charges, can generate any blitz charges, but it is what it is. I think I might end up killing Doji first, hopefully not. These endurance charges really suck. But as you can see, you know, it's... Didn't watch my HP. That's why we have the flask, right? So it comes in clutch in these situations. I'm gonna go in right now without anything, so you guys can see how it feels if you just jump right into the boss. Of course, you know, it's not ideal, but you can also tank Shav's I want her to come over here somewhere. Oh, like this. Perfect. The Shav hurts if you get hit by all of her balls, so you need to still move around, of course. No! No! I was dead. I knew it. As soon as I saw the spread, I knew it. So yeah, like the Abomination is one of the harder ones, but it's also fairly fair in my opinion. That's why I like running Abominations for these showcases. What the fuck? There was nothing! What killed me? I think Shav was casting something, but it just wasn't showing. The endurance charges are pretty bad, takes forever, and this build is not insanely high DPS. It's got a bunch, right? I think it's around like 9 or something million without Berserk pressed, and I do have Berserk on auto, so you know, you don't need to worry about buttons. Let's hope we can kill her. Come on, man, stop. No! Probably not gonna be able to finish the map, but it's possible. Of course it is possible. You can kill Doji first, then it's gonna be a little bit easier to dodge things, but you know, you're gonna have to deal with the debuffs. Okay, you're buffed up. Hopefully it's gonna be enough. Where is she? Jesus Christ. I wish I had coal, but I don't. But it's fine. Now this guy, generally not a big deal. Also, I was forgetting to use endurance charges, so we weren't as tanky. But this guy has endurance charges, of course. But yeah, I mean, you know, once it's a single boss, it just becomes much easier. So as you can see, you know, it is doable. Depends on the mods. These mods weren't too crazy. Of course, we ignore 100% of Fizz. So this was basically just Impale, which is kind of useless, and endurance charges. That's about it. The temporal chains vulnerability, since we are almost immune to curses, it's fine. And if you swap out swap the movement speed for curses on these flasks are gonna be even better. But yeah, as you guys can see, build's pretty solid. It is a little bit more on the expensive side, and I am level 94. Last point, well, for 95 I wanted to grab this to cap out the accuracy, or maybe it's gonna be at like 99, but this one node is like plus 10%, plus 7% DPS, so you know it's pretty good. Yeah, build's pretty solid. It's melee, so of course you have to figure out the defenses. I don't like melee that much, but it turned out okay. It's not too bad. Boneshatter is very solid, of course, and on the bright side, there's like no berserkers playing Boneshatter this league, so you know you can be one of the cool guys. But yeah, gonna drop the POB, of course, and that's about it, I think. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.